Hello Melton drivers, Dustin Dennis coming to you from Tulsa, Oklahoma today. I wanted to visit with everybody about us officially rolling out the new Repower policy we've put in place about 6 weeks ago. We've been testing it a little bit, kind of looking for bugs, flaws in the logic, different items like that, and we've made a lot of tweaks based on what you recommended here. So going to make it official now that we're going to stick with this new Repower policy. Again, how you all get involved with this as drivers is your macro 47. That's your response to a repower being completed. You've got a couple of questions, yes or no questions, and then a comment area in there. That's in there for you all to help us judge how the repower went. Again, the whole idea behind this repower is we know repowers aren't our favorite thing, but it's kind of a necessary evil in the business and how we're set up. Again, a lot of times when we do repowers is to help a driver get home. It's going to be to facilitate good customer service to a customer to make sure a delivery happens on time. Again, if we go south on that load, it could affect anything in the future with that customer, so we want to make them happy as well. So those are some of the reasons we don't do repowers just to do them. We've all got better things to do, right? So again, generally when we're doing the repowers, it's because we're needing to solve a problem there. So the idea behind the change in the repower policy is to make sure that the 3 areas that you all feel passionately about, which are on that questionnaire, are all fulfilled. That drivers are timely and communicate well during their repower. If you cannot make a repower on time, again, communicate to make sure that communications happen. That's one of the questions on there. To make sure that quality equipment is being passed along to the other driver and the correct amount of equipment. Again, there might be situations where a driver is giving up 8 chains and the other driver may not have 8 chains and only has 6. Let us know that. We want to make sure we get you through a terminal and get you caught back up and caught back even on your equipment that you need there. And then the final and what seems to be the biggest point of the question is, was the equipment in good shape? We want to make sure that tarps are in good shape. If a driver just came off an extrusions load, and we know those type of loads really chew through those tarps, so we want to have some exceptions in that case. But if you can tell that someone's been very negligent towards a tarp and not taking care of it, again, we want to talk to that other driver. We look at these as opportunities to visit with the driver, to make some coaching opportunities with them, to visit with them and make sure they're handling things, they're padding things correctly. We're looking for flaws and trying to correct them for the future to make sure that doesn't happen. In the case that a driver is found to be negligent and didn't handle the repower correctly, maybe it was overweight, they didn't get it scaled, maybe they passed along some equipment that should have been fixed or tarped or repaired a long time ago, their $25 repower pay will be withheld from them, and that will be paid to the driver that did handle things correctly in the repower. So that'll be $50 in favor of the driver that handled everything right in the repower. There'll be a service alert that goes against the driver as well if they're found to be negligent in the case. Again, we're looking for opportunities to correct this so it doesn't happen in the future. So this is what we're aiming for with this goal. Again, in the case that you feel strongly that you had no choice, you just inherited this equipment from another repower, that's why it's below par. Explain that to your driver manager. Let us work through these. Obviously, we don't want to go into it without getting both sides of the story, so just explain that to us as you can so we can evaluate that process better. Again, this is going live now as of mid-November, November 18th, 2019. We'll start pushing out some more information on it through social media. If you have questions on how exactly this is going to work, visit with your driver managers. They were a very important part of this process and making sure it rolls out well as the feedback. Thank you for the feedback that everyone gave through social media and face-to-face chats here in the terminal and giving us these ideas. So again, just trying to make the repower process work smoother. It's already a difficult, challenging piece, and we want to take away as many obstacles as possible. So make sure you pass along quality equipment. Make sure you communicate should there be any delays, and make sure that you've scaled that load and everything's going to be legal with it at that time. If you have any questions with it, again, reach out to your driver manager. We'll be happy to answer them for you. Thank you all for all your hard work out there, and continue driving safe.